It was outrageous what actually happened. They filed the indictment with the court on the website before anybody in the grand jury had actually even signed off on it. So before the judge had squat, they had this document already posted on their website. You want to talk kangaroo court? What is going on? Well, this woman had literally no explanation for it. This is Fanni Willis, the DA in Fulton County, Georgia, who campaigned, mind you not, campaigned entirely on getting Trump. She's so delighted as like Rachel and Hillary, right? That she is now having her day out in the sun. Here's Fanni Willis. When they ask her about what exactly happened, how is it that you would ever have an indictment that actually became public beforehand? Watch.
I am not an expert on clerks' duties or even administrative duties. I wouldn't know how to work that system, and so I'm not going to speculate. Next question.
Oh, yeah. She's like, I'm out of here. Not speculating on any of this. Please, let's move on. Let's move on. I don't know how it gets. How do you not know how it gets done? I mean, like, you don't know how the sausage gets made at all? Don't you typically say, okay, the judge signed off. We've got our grand jury indictment. Here it is, and hand it to the clerk. It sounds like, and I'm speculating here, it sounds like somebody handed it to the clerk ahead of time. And interestingly enough, it was like verbatim, exactly the same. So very, very, very strange stuff. Look, but we got a problem here because this is real. This is actually really quite real. And a former president of the United States could go to jail. And as much as I think a lot of this is really trumped up, and we can get into that, the problem becomes that it's a state trial. And it's in a particular county, in a particular area that does not like Donald Trump. So you're down there in Atlanta, 3 out of 4 people voted against Donald Trump. So they don't have a lot of affection for him. You have a DA that's run an entire campaign and campaigned off of the idea that she's going to go and get Trump. And now she finally has her shot. And then you get another problem because if in fact she's successful, and by the way, be on the lookout this week because they can't just wait to get as much mugshot. That's how twisted this is. I mean, twisted that these people actually want to see the president with the mugshot and the whole thing. I'll tell you, if he does it, it's going to be actually probably good for his campaign because it will infuriate so many Americans. You can just see him like smiling all happy in the mugshot. Please. So she's going to, bring him in and charge him and all kinds of fireworks probably happening later this week. Fanni Willis, this is her day in the sun. The reason why it's problematic, though, is as I explained. I mean, you have a jury that is not exactly going to be sympathetic to him. And so if they're successful in any of these charges, again, the big one being that racketeering one, and guess what? He could go to jail for some 5 years. And how is he supposed to run the country if he's in jail? You might say, all right, well, he could pardon himself. Well, he can't pardon himself if he's in jail in Georgia because it's state jurisdiction. So the feds don't have any say there. So as a federal employee, as president, he wouldn't be able to pardon himself. And then you say, okay, well, what about Brian Kemp? He's the governor down there. Well, it turns out the governor also doesn't have that jurisdiction. They'd have to come up with a special group, et cetera, to take a look at it. I mean, maybe it could happen. But none of this, as I said, is pretty. This is so extremely bad. Hey everyone, Trish Regan here. If you enjoyed that clip, please do me the favor of subscribing to the channel. Just hit that little subscribe button right over there. Did I do that right? Not quite, but you know where it is. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so that you get the alerts, and I'll see you back on the show.